Hangout is live. You know what I'm going to do is screw you all up and or another. These legs get taller. Nope, no, I'm getting feedback. That's a little better, right? Okay, now I got to turn off the audio. What's up, Brian? Being live beats the alternative. Yeah, I mean, I heard during Fun and Country Basement, Mike Wile3d passed. Is that true? I find that very bizarre because he was just on, like, I don't know, some live stream. I was talking to him, either Techie Dads or, I mean, literally last night he was on stream with, actually I think he was either on Techie Dads or the First Layers. One or the other I saw him posting. That's bizarre. I mean, he wasn't the most healthy person, but I didn't think he was sick. Do we even know what happened? What's up, Lightspeed? Yeah, I mean, it's just weird that it's like gone. Yeah, he was different, that's for sure. He was a nice guy. I liked Mike. I was always picking on him on his streams. I didn't know he was sick at all. I mean, I knew he was mildly depressed more than anything else, as we all do as we get older. But I didn't know he was sick. That kind of bites. Yeah, he was a pretty easygoing guy. I mean, he was. Yeah, he was nice to everyone until you pissed him off. You pissed him off, he wasn't so nice. But even then, he wasn't like one of these raging idiots. He just would be like, go away. No more of you. That's just bizarre. I should close my closet door. I need to make like a real coat hangery thing. It's just a board here with my towels on it with some screws in it. I need to 3D print something. Make some suggestions. I'll design it right now. Just don't want to do a stupid hook I can go buy, at Home Depot for 65 cents. Yeah, TH3D is they've been bothering me too because they went after that other company, which I get what they did. They were having a war with the company in Europe, which copied their auto bed leveling system, which was a copy of the other one anyways. I mean, theirs was a copy. It was a better copy. They did some improvements. But, having somebody copy your copy is... And they started like ranking on them and stealing their, made a website with their name and then had it linked back to TH3D. They were having a big war. I guess they settled it, but they were having a big war on Twitter. I almost started to ignore both of them. they weren't really picking on Wham Bam. You know, they just stated that their product's going to be cheaper, and it will be. And to be honest, I almost kind of want it because the only problem I have with the Wham Bam is it's kind of overpriced. It's very nice. It's a well designed, well thought out product, but come on, it's a magnet with a piece of steel on it. There's really not much thought that needs to go into it. And it's not. You know, again, I have basically the same thing here, and instead of the 300 by 300 is what, $90? I think the Wham Bam is, and I did it for under 15. Basically the same thing. Granted, it's yes, their magnet is great, and they're TH3D is doing the same thing. There's no question that magnet. I want that magnet. I'll get rid of my system for that magnet if I can get it reasonably priced without a second thought. But it's not worth $90 to me. And it's not even just the magnet. I think the more I've been watching and people using and doing things, the PEI sheet I think is a really good idea. I think it's almost better than the PEX is almost better than PEI from what I've been seeing. I would like to try the PEX sheet, and I'm sure that's not cheap. Although PEX is like come down below copper now. I remember when PEX piping for your house used to first came out, it was like twice the price of copper. Now it's like half the price of copper. Yeah, no, I think the Wham Bam system, from what I've seen, I haven't tried it, but I mean, again, it's a magnet with a piece of spring steel and a bed on it. It's not rocket science here. But the Wham Bam system is well, what's the word I'm looking for? Made, not just made, but well thought out. I mean, it's well made. They've gone to the extremes to make it a higher quality than just a simple magnet with a piece of steel and be done with it. It is well made and well designed and well thought out and well executed. That was the word I was looking for. It was well executed, design. But I mean, even that, they're whining about people stealing stuff, TH3D, and I mean, theirs was just a copy of the other. The hell's the big name auto leveling? Yeah, I got no problem with the Wham Bam, other than I just simply can't afford it. It's just out of my price range. And it is kind of pricey for what it is. I'm guessing in reality it should be about half. I mean, they got to be making a good profit off of it. I have no idea what the PE or the PEX sheet costs, but I can't imagine it costs any more to make in volume than PEI or any of the other ones. Yeah, TH3D has some. I have a feeling they're going to go the way of Maker Geeks. Decent product, bad sales. They're pretty popular. I mean, TH3D, I know a lot of people have the like their butt or build tag knockoff, which again is a knockoff of build tag. That's what got me really with them the most, was them picking on the guy that copied their what the hell is the auto leveling one that's real popular? Little pin on the side. It's basically just a pin with the freaking end stop inside of it. Everyone making a big deal about it. It's a pin with an end stop in it. What the hell's that name? Why can't I think of it? A little white tube on the side with a little light and the end stop in it. It's very popular. What's the name of it? Come on. BL Touch, yes. Which theirs is, I don't know what TH3D, they did a mount for the BL Touch, or they made their own BL Touch, and I guess it's an improvement from what everyone tells me. I don't do auto bed leveling, so I much prefer manual. But whatever, each their own. But it's basically just a knockoff of the BL Touch or a variant. From what I understand, they improved it a little, but it's still a knockoff. And then they go after this company that started to make a copy of theirs in Europe. And I mean, they're just making a copy of a copy like you are. And they're doing it in a market share where you're not. So why do you... And then he's getting aggressive and made websites with their name on it, redirecting to him. That's just... Yeah, I know, but it's... whatever. It's an end stop of some sort or another. Instead of being a mechanical switch, it's a capaciting sensor or whatever. Basically something that clicks on and off when you hit the bed. It's a switch. But yeah, his attitude sometimes. And again, I've gone to their website. I've never actually bought anything because there's never anything there that I would wanted or didn't already have. But it's got some decent products, decent prices considering it's US based. But here he is. He's selling knockoff E3Ds, but he's giving someone else grief because they made a knockoff of his thing. Later, Brian. Yeah, he's gonna hurt himself, and it sucks because I wish somebody that knew him. I don't know him enough to say anything, but I wish somebody that knew him would walk up and say, "Dude, you do a decent product, but you're a terrible salesman. Why don't you hire a salesman to do all your social media and all that crap, and leave everything else? Don't do marketing. Don't do social media. Let somebody else do that for you." And he'll do fine. But the minute he does it himself, he's done. What's up, Matt? Yeah, so I don't... It sucks. I mean, I watched that whole feud with whoever on Twitter, and I get to the point where I literally almost stopped following him because it just drove me nuts, the back and forth, both of them. I mean, I don't even know who the other guy was, but some small store like he is over in Europe. That's all I know. So anyway, on that note, depression on top of depression and for the 3D printing world this day. Yeah, I don't see him as a... See, my thing is looking at his attitude and everything toward people and the way he responds to people is like TiVo. I don't know if any of you guys have watched TiVo on Twitter. Holy crap, are they negative? I will never, ever, ever... They could make the best printer ever, and I would never buy a TiVo. Never. I mean, have you seen some of their responses to people on Facebook or on Twitter? I mean, their own people that they're like, we don't care what you think. We'll sell 1,000 more printers tomorrow anyways. Well, if I have anything to do about it, you won't. What are we ranting about? Well, it started out as, I don't know if I guess Mike Wile3d passed away this morning. I don't know if you ever watched Wile3d. He was literally on last night. I guess I don't know what. Does anyone even know what actually happened? Did he have a stroke or a heart attack or just faded away? Nobody seems to know. I don't know. It's the first I heard about it was on Fun in a Country Basement. Yeah, I don't know. And then we kind of branched off to TH3D and their kind of negative attitude toward everything, which again sucks because I'm gonna give the guy credit. He does have a good store. It's a website store, blah blah blah. But he's got a good lineup of products. He seems to have decent pricing. Um, from what I've seen from everyone, he's got good. He's got a good setup. He ships decently. It's responsibly priced. It's not outrageously expensive. It's not super. You know what I mean? Yeah, I used to love going on his streams. Yeah, I don't know. And then it's a negative stream we're having tonight. I'm gonna have to change that. I haven't even downloaded a new Prusa again since I redid my computer. I don't know if you guys know, but a week ago, almost exactly a week ago. I think I did it last Sunday. I can't remember now. My week's been so up and down. I gutted my computer. I was having minor issues, and I went to delete a program, and I said, you know what? Because I don't know if you guys know, but I play a lot with software. I will download fricking just about anything and try it. And the problem is even though I have like removing programs, especially for the Mac, it's difficult. That's supposed to go through and remove all the little settings and the little mini files that it sticks in your system, and they never get all of them. And after you've done, that a couple hundred times, your system just starts dogging. I don't care if you've got a Mac or a PC or a Linux or what it is. It's you leave all that crap in the system after a while, it's just gonna start dogging everything. So I do it every 6 months anyways, but I gutted my computer completely. I just wiped it clean and started from scratch. So I've been slowly reinstalling things I know I want. And I think I still have to re-download the latest Prusa slicer. Yeah, sad stream. That is the truth. It's been a sad week for me. Let's just go through the list real quick. My father had 32 kidney stones between his left and his right kidney. That's why he's been sick, and so I've been not doing much because he's in a rest home right now, and I go visit him 3 or 4 times a day because he keeps calling and his brain's a little. Anyway, he had an operation on his right kidney to remove them all. They got them all. That one had 20. The other one had 13. Yeah, 30, 23, 10 and 13. I don't know. Anyways, the right kidney had the most. They had a lot. It was amazing how many. They were infecting him, giving him blood infections because they were so bad that the actual kidney stones got infected, if that makes sense. Blah, blah, blah. He had the kidney stones removed out of his right kidney, which was the worst kidney. He, 2 days later, rebounded beautifully. He was, back. I mean, it was my father again. He remembered stuff. He was up and moving around, which was amazing. He hasn't gotten out of his wheelchair in 2 months, and he actually got up and walked to the bathroom. I was like, holy crap. I was ready to bring him home. And yesterday he started regressing, and today he's just lost again. So I got to bring him to the doctor tomorrow. Then my brother's brother-in-law, who I lived with for 10 years, my brother married Michael Maine's sister. He just passed this week. So I had to go to a funeral on Thursday. Now Mike Wile3d's passed. So it's a sad, sad, sad week. But we're going to think positive. This next week's going to be much better. Taking my father to the doctor tomorrow. Hopefully they'll put him back on antibiotics for a week and do the other kidney. We were trying to put off operating on the other kidney, but It looks like we're gonna have to. But he does. I mean, it's like an amazing thing once he gets over the initial surgery. Obviously, it takes a couple days for that to happen, but once he gets over that, it's amazing the rebound. I mean, right now he's not my father. He's just half the time I go in there, he doesn't even know who the hell I am. But that's all the drugs and crap they're giving him. And the minute he gets that other minute the infection goes away, he comes back. But anyway, we're gonna hope for a positive week this week. Too many things have been happening. The one good thing to come out of all the bad things is come to find out my brother's brother-in-law, who was a good friend of mine. I mean, like I said, I lived with him for 10 years. We shared an apartment. Uh, he left my brother. He'd been living with my brother for the last, oh God, 30, 40 years now since I moved out. And they bought a house together and, lived there with my brother's kids and everything. Um, he left my brother a substantial amount of money. I mean, considering. So that might be a good thing because he was gonna leave it all to my nieces and nephews, and they all said, "We make more money than God, Dad. We don't need the money. Here, you keep it." So my brother's gonna get all the cash. I have two nephews that they're only 2 years apart. They're both still in college in Boston, and they both have jobs in tech companies making over $100,000 part time. They're still in college, and they're making $100,000 a year part time. Oh, did I screw up when I went to college? Should have finished college, which I didn't do. So he should get a good chunk of money. I am their obnoxious uncle. I'm the one that tortured the crap out of them growing up. The two girls love me because I was living with Michael. The two girls had already been born. They knew me. I lived with them. We all basically back in God 89, 90, I guess it was. We all rented one house in Rhode Island. My brother, his wife, and all the kids lived downstairs, and me and Michael lived upstairs. So we all basically lived together. It was a huge old Victorian house. We lived there almost 10 years. And I moved out and moved to New York, out to Long Island, because the company wanted me out there that I was working for. I worked for a big corporate builder. Right as the two sons were born. One of them was born, but he was only like 6 months old, and then a year and a half later, the other one was born. So the youngest boys who are now in college don't. I mean, I'm just their uncle to the two daughters, my nieces. They're like, I lived with them, and the oldest one is almost 10 years older than the two of them. She was almost a teenager when I left. She's gonna be. She's gonna be like 36 this year, something like that. Anyway, what do who do? The two boys that make money? I don't know, something super geeky, computery, program writing, codey. I don't know. Computer super geeks. Like my middle brother. I have four brothers. I'm the youngest of five, just so you guys know. I have lots of nieces and nephews, and I have cousins up the yin yang too, because my both of my parents have multiple sisters and brothers, and they all have 5 or 6 kids because that was the thing to do back in the 60s and 70s. Is you didn't have 1 or 2, you had 5 or 6. I have a rather large family, like humongous. There's hundreds of them. It's really, really crazy. What is up? My oldest niece is a photographer now. I helped her out a lot with that because that's what I went to college for, was art schools. She always liked watching me draw. I used to do a lot of drawing back when I lived with them, painting all the colors and stuff. She got into it. And she went to college for that and became a real professional photographer, and she's doing really, really good. Her and her husband opened a pizza place, which got closed recently because the dude who owned the building wouldn't repair it as they were paying the rent on it. And finally, the building inspector came in, or the restaurant inspector, what do you call him? Food inspector guy said, you can't have the restaurant in here. So the roof's leaking right into the kitchen, and it was just a sad situation. So their place got closed. They're suing the landowner for the business. I mean, they own the business, but they lost it because of him. Couldn't move it. But her husband, she's actually more successful as a photographer anyway. So her husband is actually helping her with the photography. So now, instead of her helping him only doing the photography a couple of times a week, and then working at the restaurant, the pizza place, they are now working like 6 and 7 days a week doing photo shoots. Matter of fact, last Sunday she stopped here because she did 3 in one day. I mean, she makes a couple of grand, I think. I should have talked to her too, because we were talking about she saw the lithophanes. She was thinking she could start offering that, like a nightlight lithophane, which I think would be a great idea to like couples for an extra, $20 or something. They choose one of the photos from the wedding. She sends it to me. I make a lithophane, and a week later they get the nightlight with their wedding picture in it. Which I think would be brilliant. I forgot to. The whole funeral thing this week kind of deterred the whole conversation from that. So anyway, what fun and exciting things have you guys been doing on this past week? Anything? Anybody do anything unusually fun? Unusually awesome? I need to download okay, what's the matter here? There we go. Let's share my screen just for giggles. I need to download, I think. Did I download it? I'm an OP, it would be right in here. Nope, I guess I didn't. I didn't think I had. No, I need a new window. Chrome file, new window. Prusia. Drivers, Prusia slicer. They actually made it now so you can just download the slicer instead of all the drivers and crap. Yeah, no, drivers and apps. Yeah, that's don't need all the drivers. Firmware, drivers and apps, handbooks. Where's just the slicer? Don't they have just the slicer? I don't need the newsletter. Other downloads. I guess I just gotta download one of these with the drivers and slicers. Prusia with Prusia slicer included. Download for Mac OS. There we go. That's annoying. I gotta download all the other crap when all I want is the slicer. I mean, I guess I can't complain. It's free. Downloading. That's just it. I mean, I'm downloading like 10 apps I don't need. Yeah, I saw that you went and saw Ricky play. That's pretty cool. You know, I do not like country music. I shouldn't say I don't like country music. Country music's neither here nor there to me. It's like I don't. If it's not something I would ever go and buy or download or. But if it's playing in the background, I don't. It doesn't bother me or anything. Not like some music. Um, but it's not my thing. Country music is not my thing. But I think I'd still like to go watch Tanner because actually I've watched a couple of his videos and he's got that. So the country music I do like, and there's a few songs here and there that are country that I do like to listen to. Again, I probably wouldn't buy them, but I actually enjoy listening to them, and it's that country rock sound. If that makes sense. He's like borderline. He's still very country sounding, but he has that borderline country rock sound to him, which I like. So I wouldn't mind going down there and watching him. Just Tanner's just an awesome dude, plain and simple. If I ever go into that, let me just open this and drag out what I want. Oh no, that's not the right one. That says slicer. Oh, Bruja slicer. There we go. That's all I want. I didn't want a copy. See this little arrow? That's the one thing good about Macs. That's not the actual application. Drag that to the garbage, you piece of junk. Open Finder. I should have held the Option key, but I thought where I was going to another folder, it would know. Okay, if I drag it this way and hold the Option key, there we go. It's an actual application, a little mini arrow right here in the corner. Oh, I can delete all this crap. Throw it in the garbage. And I actually today, for the first time in, oh my God, months, started actually doing a video again for YouTube about. I'll stop. Tops. Remember when I did this? Remember when I was doing these? How many of you guys were around following me, talking to me when I was doing this originally? It was like 6-8 months ago. I did all these tops. I'm going to do a little quick. I got to redo it. I recorded one and I'm going to trash it because it's just way too much information for a stupid top. It's just a top. Yeah, I saw it say he didn't have as much time as he liked to talk to you. But then I did this really big top. And this thing is big. And I can balance it better than that. I know I can. There we go. Oh, the iPad's. Oop. The iPad's in the way, isn't it? Set that down. You can actually see the top spin. That's a big top. This body, for one, I kept switching. If you look, it's oh, let's see, what filaments is this? This is so long ago I did this. This is the ooze green or something from Snow Labs. It's right here. Then there's a little itty bitty gold band, which is CC3D's copper or bronze, one or the other. I can't tell without my glasses on right now. Then it's Hatchbox glow in the dark, back to the bronze, and then back to the green. And same with it. It's the Snow Labs green, Hatchbox glow in the dark, a band of CC3Ds. It's got to be the copper. And then, actually, no, it isn't. That's the bronze because it's got that green tone to it. And it's got the bronze here in the center. And it's just simply switching the layers. But not only that, where it's glow in the dark here in the middle, I used Idea Maker. And coming up to here, when it went to gold, it's 10% infill. When I went to the glow in the dark, I went to 50% infill, and then I went back to 10% infill. So this glow in the dark layer is real thick and heavy, making me. Oops. Come on, I can do better than that. The thing's heavy. It's hard to spin. I have to use both hands. It's got some heft to it, but it took like 16 hours to print that body. I printed it really, really slow, so it's like super accurate. And it's also actually the first thing I printed with the 0.6 nozzle, because it's a 0.3 layer height, even though it's hard to tell. It came out really nice. I don't know if the camera can see it, but that's actually a 0.3 layer height. Off of that thing. Printed this all off of that. It's kind of cool looking. I did a whole bunch of them. And I never released the files because I was going to do a video on them. This one you got to spin this way too, because it's actually too light, and it's too. That was the other thing. Part of the video is doing the different, the body being wider and the thing being smaller, and changing the whatever. Where this one's really tall with a smaller weight disc, so it needs to really crank to work. You have to get that thing going some serious RPMs, and it doesn't last very long. Come on now, I can make this work because it actually works pretty good. There it goes. You just have to get it up there in RPMs, where this one can spin really slow and stay stable. Oh, it's wobbling now because something's off center. This one is all polyalchemy. I did the same thing. I just kept switching layers. Every color on this is polyalchemy. Nightshade, emerald green, merlot, the baby blue. I don't remember what that is. Night sky. Or no, night sky is the blue. Nightshade is this purple. There's a purple one here. And then the light purple is purple rain. And I did them all in layers. In different layers. These are all printed differently. So I sit there and, oh no, I lost the point. These two were done at the same time, but this was done at a different time. So it's a lot of switching the filament, but it's worth it. Looks cool. Now, actually, this one I did text on it, which didn't come out very good. Waiting for Murph 2019. Text didn't come out so great. So yeah, I started doing a video on these today, and I think I'm going to trash it and start over, but at least I'm back in the groove. The tops are just fun. They're just stupid fun. This one's all protopasta. I forgot about that. This one's all polyalchemy, and this one's all different protopastas. Every color on here is a protopasta color. Uh-oh. Well, that's not good. What the hell? Right on the Tom's Orange. That was the Tom's Orange sample I got at Earth, which I knew didn't print so well. Did I glue this one together? Is that why I broke it? I had glued this one together. No, I hadn't. It's just really stuck in there because it's been in there a while. Oh well. You know what I say to that? You can use glue. Should we make this a glue pad now? Take the iPad right the hell out of here. One thing, my keyboard goes far, far away now when I use glue. When I first got my first bottle of glue, I was playing with it, and I just, put the, when I'm doing multiple, I just set the top on. I happened to hit it, and the whole top just, I don't even know how it happened. It popped out, but it landed on my space bar on my keyboard. And come to find out, the Mac keyboards are made out of PLA or something similar. What's up, 3D Medic? So I melted my keyboard. The space bar on my keyboard's got a big, rough spot where the glue hit it. So now when I use glue, the keyboard goes far, far away. Far, far away. Okay, something's got to happen here. This is good. Just a hair. And then I can put this right here. Get the cable out of the way. And then I can angle this down. You guys can see what I'm doing. I'm going to gloop stuff. All this stuff smells nasty. Gloop, 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 gloop. Of course, it's just running inside. It's not actually sticking where I need it, huh? I really want the little sample bottles. I think that's more important to me than these things. They have like a little mating. Okay, where's the matching part now? Right there. You can use glue. Better than new. What is up, Odessa? I say that right? Odessa? You can use glue. I'm going to make that their, saying motto-y thing. You can use glue. Everyone say it with me. You can use glue. Kilroy? Really? Is that your real name? 79763. What's that? I hear Kilroy. I think it was Kilroy from the 50s, 60s, and 70s. Hey, I've been tuned in for a while. Mind if I come on? You can't use that word there, Anthony Cantor. You should use glue. No lie, I've used everything, dude. Until that, I used this. This is like the fanciest kit of. I actually got this on Black Friday last year. Of basically super glue, crazy glue. They're all the same basic stuff. But this has got every kind, make, shape. I got this. It's normally like $45. I got it for $15. The way you spelled "come," you can't put that. You didn't spell it "come hither." You spelled it pornographic wise. Yeah, CA glue. They're all the same thing. That's what I used until I got glue. And I'll tell you what, if you're gluing PLA together, there is nothing better than Gloop. Gloop is the equivalent to, I don't know how old you are, but Gloop is the equivalent to good old Testors model glue from the 50s, 60s, and 70s. We all used to build plastic models. It literally melts the plastic and does a chemical adhesion. Gloop. Yes, it's called Gloop. 3D gloop, and then they make a few different. They make a PLA, and each one's specific to the material. They make a PLA, they make a ABS, and they're making a PETG. I don't know if they've actually released it yet, but I know they were beta testing it. I was gonna get some, but I don't print enough PETG to make it worth having the bottle around. The only thing I can say negative about it is I don't care how tight you tighten the bottle. Once you crack that bottle open, you have about 2.5, 3 months of use, and then it'll turn to jelly. They've come out with, and they're testing a new cap for it that's supposed to help seal. I don't think it's the seal. I think it's literally once you open it up and the oxygen gets in there, the chemical reaction starts. Just that little bit of air in there every time you open it, you get a new skin and it'll start to gel up. Gloop. 3D gloop. It is good stuff. I would get, if I were to buy it again, I would get, they make little mini tester style gloop tubes, like little ones, but they're just like the old testers. I would get those over the big bottle, personally, for what I use it for. Now, it's also supposed to be a multi-product. I mean, you can use it as a bed adhesion. That's actually what they started making it as, from what I understand, is it was originally supposed to be a bed adhesion. I don't really need it. Between blue tape and PEI, it'd work. Yeah, it's like $30 plus shipping. It's not cheap. But those $2 little sample bottles, the next time when that dries up, the good thing is mine dried up. I bought some, and within 2 months, I used it a lot. And I told them outright, I said I've used about half the bottle. I said, but it's usable, only useless now after 2 months. So you go to pull it out, and you just get a big ball of like rubber cement ball. If that makes sense. And they said, oh, okay, just send us your order number and blah, blah, blah. And they sent me that brand new. Didn't even ask any more questions. Just, I gave them my order number. They sent me an email. Okay. You know, I did put a picture on it for them, posted on Twitter. I said, okay, private message us the order number and some info, and, send us that picture. I did send them the picture. They wanted that for verification, and they just sent me a new bottle, which is totally awesome of them. I mean, they're a new company. They did what, Kickstarter a year ago, I think. Anybody remember when they did the Kickstarter? Yeah, I would do the little tubes. Let's see if I can find them. File, new window. Gloop. 3D gloop. 3D gloop. Did I spell it right, or did I put too many O's in there? Not matter, hackers. Go right to there. PLA gloop. Shop. That's what I wanted with shop. It's $19. I wouldn't get the big 4-ounce bottle. Matter of fact, I don't think this is the 4 ounces. This is the 4 ounce or the 2.5. I think this is the 4 ounce. No, this is the 2.5, the bottle I have here. I wouldn't get any more than that, unless you're going to do a lot of glowing. But I wouldn't get the big one unless you're like going to do a lot of PLA glowing. Like, I can see Kyle with his Thanos sword. These right here. This is what you want. $11. Wow. Yeah, they were out of these forever. How many ounces is it? Still, for $11, I'd buy that in a heartbeat. It works that good. It really does. It is that good. If you're gluing PLA or ABS together and you need it, structurally sound, I would not even think twice about it. I would get those tubes. That's for me. I think the control of the thing. That's the other thing is I hate that stupid massive brush. I absolutely hate that. Yeah, they have their webs. They've been going back and forth with them tubes because they use them as handout samples when they go to events. From what I understand. So they get masses in stock, but then they hand them out at places so they run out fast sometimes because the stuff's gotten really popular really fast. And it's I mean there's a reason for it because it actually works. I mean it just works. This thing was broken a minute ago and now it's solid. It is good stuff. You can use glue. Got some PLA? Need to glue it? You got auto entered because of you're always posting or reposting on Twitter. Because when they do their things like that, a lot of times they do one of their drawings is from the Twitter posts, the hashtags, and one of them is usually who's just there. So all you have to do is be watching and or do a do a community catch up hashtaggy thing on Twitter, which you do that a lot, don't you? You and Mr. Buttram. You're like the king of retweet. I don't think I've ever seen you do an original post of your own. It's always retweets. You retweet everything, which I'm not picking on you. I'm just doing an observation. Who, you retweet everything, which I'm not picking on you. I'm just a simple observation. Yes, you. You are the king of retweeting, Mr. Lightspeed. Oh, that's good. I gotta actually start doing that because that's how good information gets spread. If that makes sense. Because you can. I don't know why. Because it's a good thing to do. Because you can. Because it's fun. I don't know why. You tell me why. Start out very good. Come back here. That one's a little better. This table's kind of beat up. It's time to put a new skin on this. This is just a piece of plywood. This is just my art table, which became my computer desk. It rolls around. It's on wheels. Yeah, it probably does. Which is not a bad thing either. Yeah, you definitely helped my following count. Almost every time you retweet something of any value that I tweeted, I get a new follower or two. Escapee. It looks very blue, doesn't it? In real life. I mean, it's kind of a blue. It's like a sea green blue. This almost looks like the same color, this and this, huh? They're not. This is greenish. This has a very green tone to it. Too bad the camera doesn't show it. Yeah, no, that's awesome. Glad you do. I gotta, like I said, I gotta start retweeting. I just never think about it. The puzzle chair. Oh, isn't that who actually designed that? Who designed that chair? I'm trying to think of who designed it. That's why I'm staring off into the ozone. Now I can't remember. Oh, is it by a firm? I know. What's his name? God, why can't I remember his name? I'm getting old. He's freaking an admin in my Facebook group. He was like the first one. Yes, Jim Carter. Why is my brain so fogged? Yeah, he did that really nice. It's so funny. He started way behind me in all this, like way, way, way behind me. I think he had one printer when I started the friendly 3D printing group on Facebook, and I made him an admin. I think he had one friendly 3D printing on Facebook. It's my group. I actually started it. Oh God, like 2 years ago, because we used to go to the 3D printing group, and all you got was that. I mean, it's gotten a little better, but there's still a lot of that whining. It was during the whole spinner craze. Like every other post was about fidget spinners. And you got all the people, I'm so tired of fidget spinners. Like, for one, just scroll by. Just whining about it is not adding anything. And there was people that were just being nasty about it. So I started mine to say, and I actually talked to people that were running the other one, said, look, I'm going to start this other group. I'm going to advertise it here and say, look, it actually worked for a while. I think I got like 2,000 or 3,000 members. And it was basically, if you want to talk about fidget spinners, if you want to talk about this, and there is no whining. If I ever see a post about don't do that, which is understandable. I've done it a few times. I've gone to type, please stop. This is getting irritating. And then I thought about it. It's like, you know what? Not everybody sees the world the same, watches everything. If you're on Facebook all the time, you see that same post all the time. If you're one of those people that come on, twice a week, you don't see all that. Especially now with the Facebook only giving you what it thinks are your preferences. It doesn't show you all the posts. So someone may never saw a fidget spinner post before, even though it's been posted 1,000 times. That new Facebook algorithm really is terrible. Friendly 3D printing. Here, I will give you a link. Error. Try again. Why did it error? Maybe I don't need the bookmark reference. Yeah, there you go. Because it's a bookmark and it typed in the bookmark reference. One person wants to join. I wonder if it's that weird Lightspeed guy. Some Stephen Edward Kelly dude. Who is that? Yeah, I like Chris a lot, but he's another one with it. He's constantly fighting with Tom and a few other people over, he did he had an issue with the E3D nozzles and them being oblong. And I'm sorry, he's right. I think that he actually did get a couple nozzles that were a problem, but um, the postings he did initially just looked like a crappy photo, and he it just looked like a bad photo. And Tom called him out on it. I said, "Look, it just looks like a bad photo." And E3D did a whole bunch of studies that week after, because those guys are not lame. They're not. They take any kind of criticism like that seriously, and they did all kinds of studies and put it on a magnifying glasses and microscopes and all kinds of crap, and didn't see it. So he got an attitude toward him. And then Tom's like, "Oh, he said on his blogs," and I have to agree with him. And I like Tom a lot. The guy is knowledgeable, but now he's going after Tom, saying, "Oh, Tom lies about everything." He mentioned it wrongly about it once. He kind of dismissed it heavily in the Melt Zone blog that him and Stefan do, and that's it. And you know what? Just Chris needs to move past that. Tom is not a bad guy. You know, in my mind, I do think Tom should look back at it and apologize. But at this point, I don't blame him for not even wanting to look back because Chris just keeps attacking him. Just he's not even. He just keeps calling him a liar. You're a liar. It's like whatever, dude. And again, I like them both. They're both great guys. They have lots of information, both of them. Chris is just fun to watch. I just don't know why people can't just understand that sometimes somebody disagrees with you and that doesn't make them a bad person just because they have a different opinion or don't see something the way you do or you didn't clarify something well enough for them to agree with it. No, because he pushed the E3Ds for a while too. Prusia doesn't give him free stuff. He's all big Prusia dude. Although he probably does give him some free stuff now. I actually think, didn't he give him the MMU that he just was doing? I don't know. Not my business. No, but he has done. I'll give Chris credit. He's done some studies, and he went out and got some equipment, or one of his buddies had some. Why am I thinking microphone? Scope, and he's found a couple of nozzles that had bad coating, and all it is the coating wasn't cured onto it correctly. It's like dripping at the hole. I mean, I've actually seen some of the studies, and he's right. He's got a few of them, but none recently. He must have gotten a couple from a bad batch, and that's that. And they probably should have sent him a new nozzle. I think they did send him a new nozzle. They wanted the old one back so they could study it or some crap. No, it actually doesn't. That coating they put on there, it's not zinc, it stays on there. I have one of theirs, actually. It's not on any of them anymore. Yeah, no, it's not on any of them anymore. Oh, wait a minute. It is on that. It's on the Max Micron now. They gave away, they were giving away at Earth. They still weren't out. They gave some away at Murph last year. and then they changed it because they got some feedback on it, and they gave away the new version at Earth, and I guess they changed it one more time. No, it doesn't flake off. It's chemically bonded. It's an actual metal of its own too, from what I understand. I mean, I'm just going by what I've seen, read. I'm no metallurgist or whatever you call him. But I mean, Chris was justified. He's right. I've seen he's zoomed in on it with magnifying glasses and microscopes, and that's where I'm looking for a microscope. And he's got a couple, but he's got like 202 out of 200. It's like 99% perfect. What more could you want? You know? Yeah, the hole wasn't round. And if you go in, and it really was, again, if you look at his microscope image, you can see where like the coating, I mean, it's a drip on one side. It's a drip of the coating, which made the hole out of round. So it doesn't print right. And he printed with it. I mean, that's how he knew it was an issue, because he was printing with it. And basically, from what I understand, again, I'd have to read it all because it was so long ago, and I was just like, whatever. I get to the point where it's like, whatever, dude, you're just ranting now. But basically, when he would go one way, it would print fine. But if he went, if he went in X direction, it printed fine. If he went in Y direction, it printed like crap. Because it was a narrower hole going this way than it was this way. So this way, it would print fine. But if you went this way, it seemed like it was under extruding, which it did. And it was. And there was an issue with that nozzle. And okay, move on. And people did bash him because he took a crappy cell phone photo of the nozzle and, at an angle, and it just looked like, I mean, I didn't believe him at first either. I looked at that photo and said, dude, that's just the angle you're shooting the picture. And he went in and did some tests, and I'll give him credit for that. Yes, the slice nozzles are supposedly really sweet. Ain't no way in hell I can afford one. What is it, $30 for a nozzle? I mean, I really like Slice a lot. I like the idea behind the company. It's just ridiculously expensive. And I'm hoping, I mean, they've become pretty popular themselves already. I am hoping with volume, the price will come down. Because, dude, it's an obscene amount of money for hobby grade printing. I mean, if I was running a business where I printed every day and I needed to print the ABSs and the PCs and the, all the high end peaks and all that crap, no question about it, I would get a mosquito hot end. For hobby grade printing, I don't even have real E3Ds. This one has an E3D V6 on it, and it's a clone of E3D. And then I bought a true E3D heat break, which I proceeded to take out because all it did was jam. I actually took it out and put this has actually got an E3D clone that is got a MK8 lined heat break in it that I modded to put in there, because PLA works better with a lined PTFE tube heat break. If you're going to print ABSs and a lot of PETG is better with the all metal. But PLA does not like all metal hot ends. Can you print with an all metal hot end with PLA? Sure you can. But it's a lot easier and a lot less trouble to use a PTFE line. The only trouble with the PTFE line is I found about every 3 months or so I have to replace a PTFE. Now, on that note, I've got the Capricorn PTFE 3mm exterior. Not this. This is 4mm. That's Capricorn also, but That's the 4mm. They make a 3mm just for lining heat brakes, like the MK8 heat brakes and stuff. It's 3mm. And I've put that in here, and I haven't had a problem with any of them in 6 months. Now, on that note, also, I haven't really printed much in the last 2 since my father got sick. I've done very little printing. So that obviously extends the life of the PTFE too. Yes, Chris was saying the hole is not round. And it wasn't. I mean, when you looked at it, it wasn't round. It was oblong. No, I'm surprised I don't have the time date stamp. Toggle time date. Who sponsored projects for you? E3D or Mosquito? Slice. The only thing I can see with the Slice Engineering's my engineering is that copper tube they use is, and that's how it works, is ridiculously thin. And I can see not even necessarily if you're using like aggressive um, materials, carbon fiber, glow in the dark, stuff like that. But even just regular with normal everyday, I'm not in a hyper clean room. This is real life dust, dirt. Dirt gets on filaments. Sitting here, I mean, this has been out a week. Just like humidity, dust and dirt builds up on it just as much as humidity does. Either way, yeah. Is it steel? I could swear you said that tube was copper. That center tube is copper. I thought. I don't know. I could be wrong. Anyways, it's still ridiculously thin, and that's how it works. I mean, it's microscopically thin, and I can see it wearing out over time. How long? I'm just guessing here. I'm just saying that's a possibility. I'm not saying it's gonna. It's kind of on the inside. That's how it runs through. It's pressurized in there. It's got to touch it at some point. Is it a surgical? Okay. It's still, I mean, the whole pretense of how it works is that thing is ridiculously thin. I don't remember exactly because I was talking to him on Earth, and I don't remember the exact, but I was like, really that thin? It's soft. Copper wears out. Copper wears very easily. Yeah, honestly, I don't think you need a fan with it, depending on what you're printing. I mean, the design of that just, as long as you have a reasonable amount of airflow in your house, I would think that thing could print your basic low temperature, your basics, your PETG, PLA, and maybe ABS without too much of a cooling system at all, just by natural cooling. Yeah, I mean, did you get the high temp one or just the regular one? The high temp one, all they do is stack 2 little cooling fins on top of it instead of just one. Yeah, I was totally interested in that thing, and I literally almost bought one at Earth, but then I realized when he was selling it, it was like $130 even on sale there, and it didn't come with a heating core or a thermistor, or it's just the housing. I was like, I gotta spend another $20 on a core because if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna buy their high temp core, and it just became it's not worth it to me at this point. Would I take one if they handed me one? Sure, in a frickin' heartbeat. I so want one. I mean, I would love to have a mosquito, but that's just. I need to sell T-shirts. By the way, you can buy my T-shirt. See my awesome T-shirt and my funny T-shirt at Teespring. I should put that in here. Oh, lordy, lordy, lordy. You can buy my logo T-shirt, or you can buy the Ultimate 3D Printing Office T-shirt. Right now, I am not working, which is why I have to sell T-shirts. I can't work right now because I have 2 elderly parents, and my mother, I'm here, is staying here with me, and my father's in a home. But I have to go to him. Today was only 3 times, but there's been like 6 times a day I have to go there because he's getting dementia from the drugs, and he keeps trying to escape and run around and causing trouble. And so they call me and go, please calm your father down so we don't have to restrain him, because otherwise they put him in restraints. And I don't want him in restraints, so I have to run there every time they call. So I am not working right now, and I've pretty much burned through all of my savings and storage and cash, and I have a little bit left, but my mother is 83 and my father is 85, I believe. It says birthday. Yes, 85 and 83. My mother's not. She needs help, but she's not. She can get up and get around and go to the bathroom. My father can't even get to the bathroom by himself right now. He's so ill. So right now I am burning the last of my everything. All my money storages are now pretty much depleted. Because I do construction, so I always, usually I'm working by now. I'm usually working pretty hard by now. Why would it block that? The only thing I can think of is sucks, because I have the checker or whatever it is, Nightbot said it's super sensitive, so I think the word sucks it didn't like, but it actually tried to block that. Anyway, no, they don't have money. They've pretty much burned through all of their money too. This has not been a cheap endeavor. The only good part is my father had medical insurance on the house, on the mortgage, where if he was out of work for more than a year, the insurance company paid the mortgage off, which they did. But that was years ago. My father was one of the first people. My father had Crohn's disease before they knew what Crohn's disease was. He was in the hospital for 3.5 years, nonstop. They literally, back then, you'll get a kick out of this one. He worked at DB, which is the submarine base here in Connecticut. Their medical insurance would only cover you if you had to work within the year. You lost your insurance if you were out of work for a year. So they literally would patch my father up because he was open chested. I mean, they had him split open and had his guts exposed, studying while he was alive. It's gross. They would patch him up and send him to work for 2 weeks. He had to have the 2 weeks in to say he worked. And he would just show up and sit in the chair, I guess, and the guys in the shop would keep an eye on him. And then they ship him back to the hospital for a year. He was out of work for 3 years. That was God in the 90s, 95, 96. But anyway, yeah, my father's had a rough medical life. He's catching up to me. I think I'm the only person that's ended up in the hospital more times than him. And mine are all self-induced, self-inflicted. No, they do not have money. They do not have money. You know what? I was gonna do a. Let me don't order any yet if you haven't. If you do it now, let it go a week. If you put in live ship into the discount, you'll get free shipping. Do me a favor and order 2 or more, because otherwise it just kills anything I make. I think I make like $3 or $4. Actually, I think I make more than that. I think it was like $4.50 or $5 per shirt. What I make. Buy a shirt. That's how you can help. Buy a bunch of shirts. I don't like the. I was gonna do the like a Patreon account or a GoFundMe. I hate that. At least with the shirt, you get a shirt. Yeah, it is what it is. It's life. I will deal. I have before. I'm not big on the. I mean, I support some Patreons. I have I've got 5 people I support on Patreon, and I put $5 in. They each get $1, which means they each get like 65 cents. That's the one thing I hate about like the Patreon is because you're not supporting the maker, you're supporting Patreon. They take like a third of it, and then bitch that they're not making enough money. And I don't know if you guys remember about a year ago, they're trying to raise their rates, and they were going to charge the donators, which made it even worse. So if I wanted to give, say, Joel Telling, the 3D printing nerd, $1, I had to give them $1.30, and they were going to take 60 cents of that. It's like, come on. You are nothing but a money transfer system. You have almost no overhead. The only overhead you have at Patreon is some computers, and really their biggest overhead is cybersecurity because they are financial, so they have to have some pretty steep cybersecurity, which is not cheap. Don't get me wrong. That crap that's my nephew. That's what he does. He was working part time, still in college, works part time writing cybersecurity code, and they're paying him 100 plus grand a year, and he's still in college. But that's what he does: is write cybersecurity codes and internet protocols and all that kind of crap. I don't know. Way above my head. He's got all kinds of. It's funny because he goes into his. It's actually my brother who just left Red Hat, and actually now just yesterday started working for Rackspace. He was going to go to that company with my nephew, and he didn't really want to because it's literally like you need 6 different security cards to get through doors. It's not like you get a security card and you go through a door. Each layer of security as you go into the building needs a different card. He's got like this necklace of cards that he's got to flip at every door or some crap. Yeah, I don't like. I don't know. And the whole GoFundMe thing, that's just the original concept behind it was decent. They helped somebody out in trouble. Same with like Kickstarter. Kickstarter was a brilliant idea when it started, but there's always going to be those douchebags that have to abuse that kind of crap. I mean, look at the guy that I don't know, these two people, like 6 months ago or about a year ago now, I guess. The two people like found this homeless dude and started a GoFundMe thing for the homeless guy and never gave him a penny. Yeah, I think YouTube makes a lot of money too, which is sad because they make a boatload of money on their own. They don't really need to take that much out, but they do. Everybody wants their piece of the pie. I don't have a problem with people making money. You have a good idea. One, you should get paid for it. Two, you make it work. You take all the risks. You should get paid. But there's a getting paid, and then there's being a jerk about it. And Patreon and all of these are borderline being jerks about it. There's making a buck, and then there's making $100. You know what I mean? There's I need to make a few bucks, and then there's I need to be a billionaire. I don't care. That pisses me off. That whole I'm worth more than everyone else BS. Help Neary. Yeah, I've been sort of half watching his problems. I don't know. It sound like personal problems, kind of like mine are. But anyway, on that note, if you want to buy a couple T-shirts, buy some T-shirts. If you buy a couple threes, type in that live ship. I mean, if you just buy one, go ahead. I don't care. I still think I'll get a buck out of it. And there's a few good ones there. I don't know if you saw you have my logo T-shirt, or you can get the. I'm not begging. Yeah, I am. Give me money. No. The other one is actually I like. This actually came out way better than I thought. This came out really, really nice. I am surprised at the quality of this shirt. I mean, it's a nice Hanes T-shirt. It's not the heavyweight, but it's not the super. You know what I'm talking about? Them super cheapo, ultra thin ones, which sometimes I actually like. I've actually bought those deliberately because they're really good summer T-shirts because they are so thin. This is like a good mid-weight one, and then the Ultimate 3D printing one isn't. So buy a couple and give them to people. Anyway, whatever. The Ultimate 3D printing office, which I should have made the Ultimate 3D printing maker space, or should have called. I don't know why I put it in office, but too late now. And they come in all kinds of colors. Michael Fox bought a bunch of the office ones. He's like, all I have is company T-shirt ones. I might as well buy some for my streams and for hanging out because he works for I don't know, some telecommunications company. I want to say AT&T, but it's not AT&T. Yes, I drew them all. They're all my artwork. Not that they're anything to brag about. That's actually what I went to college for, was graphic design and art, fine arts. That's what I started to go to college for. Back when I went to college in the 80s, early 80s, the only place you could, I went to college for art, and the only place you could work in art was New York City, Boston, or LA. Those were the three biggies. And I had already literally within a year I was getting hits from companies, but they wanted me to live and work in the city, and I detest cities. I have zero tolerance for cluster. I cannot stand people around me. I need space. So I bailed on it, which was dumb. When I went back into construction, I've done construction my whole life. I did construction when I was a kid. You have an email you give out? I got a boatload of emails. Which one do I want to give you? I mean, I don't care. You can do 3D printing alum at gmail.com, which is what all of this is tied to. All the Google accounts and everything are tied to that. 3D printing alum at Gmail. There you go. Read what? What am I reading? Did I miss something? There are two of my printers in the bathroom. Oh, yeah. You literally have printers in your bathroom. Dude, that's... Oh, I could so go places with that. Keeping it clean, keeping it clean. Not gonna go there. Not happening. No more New Year's Eve streams. I don't know if any of you guys remember the New Year's Eve stream. If you were around with me and Shom and what's his name? Matt. A couple other people showed up. Me and Shom got a little out of sorts. We drank a lot. And I got like, I think I stopped counting at like 96 bans / warnings from YouTube. I was banned in every country in the world, literally. That video was banned in every country in the world, including America. We did everything that YouTube describes as not good behavior. We did it all. We played music, we swore, we referenced, copyrighted stuff. We just didn't care. It was funny. I actually just found it when I was purging my computer. I actually purged all my backups. I have a backup that's automatic backup, but then I have what I call a drop backup, where like say a file or something I want, I just drop it onto there instead of keeping it on my computer. So if anything happens, it's there. But every once in a while, I got to go through it and clean it out because a lot of times I drop the same file, 8 or 10 times onto it, depending on what I've done with it, every time I edit it. So I literally had files that I had like hundreds of copies of the same exact thing with just minor changes in it and never delete it. But anyways, I found some of the pictures. I actually took a screenshot of all my bans from YouTube for New Year's Eve. Yeah, that wasn't a good idea. I was gonna play with slicers and stuff, and I haven't gotten around to it. Holy crap! Steve Kelly sent me $50, dude. Thanks. You didn't have to do that, man. But I appreciate it a lot. That's gonna go into the Pops Fund for sure. I did not know your last name was Kelly. I thought it was Lightspeed. No, I'm just kidding. I didn't know it was Kelly though. I did not know what your last name was. And I thought I did. I thought it was something like Davidson or something. I don't know why. Didn't know it was Kelly. Anyway, thank you. Appreciate it. A lot. Like a whole lot. You know what we can do is even better would be to retweet my t-shirt. The king of retweet. You are the king. I gotta get rid of some of them. That and it's, I actually gotta say I'm pretty happy with the shirts. I was expecting those, where it's Teespring, kind of one of those, who knows, fly by night kind of things. Although Teespring's been around a long time. I remember, God, they came out 5-6 years ago, not more. They used to be a set time only, and you still can. I remember when they first came out, they were doing we actually did them for NIMBA, New England Mountain Biking Association. I used to be the president of my chapter of NIMBA, and we did a Teespring, and it was like a week. You had a week to get up, but you had to have a certain amount of sales. You had to set a goal of 25, 50, 100 t-shirts, whatever, mugs, t-shirts, items, and you had to meet that goal or nobody got anything. I mean, they didn't take any money, but nobody got anything. That happened to us twice with NIMBA, because I set a goal of, I don't know, 50 or 75 t-shirts, and twice I ended up one short. And what really pissed me off is I would have just bought the one extra, but they always cancel it and then tell you they're canceled. Let you know. Which kind of ticked me off. Which is why I never really looked into them again until like a week or two ago. What, a week, maybe 2 weeks ago I did them. But yeah, I'm getting old. Can't even stand up anymore. These. That's the actual 3D printing office t-shirt. Gotta admit, that's kind of funny. It's a good t-shirt. And they're good. I mean, they're good quality Hanes t-shirts. They're not cheap. And there's a couple of tiers of t-shirt too. They have your basic, and then they have the better, and then they have the premium quality. And this is the basic, which is a regular Hanes, and that's the middle ground, which is the Hanes tagless. And that's actually a heavier weight than this one. It looks exactly the same color and everything. Anyway, on that note, time is it? 10 after 10. What's all this junk I got open in mailbox? If I'd known you were going to do that, oh well, that's not a big deal. I don't have a PayPal account under that name, but I'll just set one up. That's not a big deal. If I didn't know that's what you're going to do, I would have given you my PayPal account one. That's fine. I'll make it work. I appreciate it. Big time. What is up, Mr. Riley? Yes, buy some more t-shirts. Wear them on your stream. I was going to give you a discount code to put on the stream, like I just did here. I just put a free shipping discount code. But you can wear it on your stream, man. What's up, Chris? Anyway, we were going to talk about slicers, and I just haven't even gotten that far, and it's already 10 after 10. Oh, you know what else? I want a model. All right, I need suggestions. What is a model for these? Right now, those are literally hanging on deck screws on that board on the wall. They're just deck screws sticking out. I want to make a hanger. I also want to make a hanger for my hats. I'm assuming you guys know I have more than one of these. I have about 6. I want to hang them right here on this wall, right level with everything's backwards in the camera for me. Right level with that, so it'll go across and be right there. And I want to 3D print like a hook. I don't just want it to be a stupid hook like every other hook, when I can just go to Home Depot for 69 cents and buy one. 712 here. What are you on the West Coast? What is that thing? I don't know. Anyway, here I am staring off in the Wilderlands, and you guys are listening to total dead silence. Same time as Protopasta. That's where the hell are they? They're in Washington State, aren't they? Along with, I know, Joel's not that far. He's only like an hour away or something from them. Not even. 4:12 a.m. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting you're over in Europe. Well, go to bed, dude. God, 3D printing Viking is still up at 4:12. Oh, I shouldn't talk. I usually wake up at 4:12. That's when I get up and start doing stuff, especially now. The only time I can do stuff. My day is usually between 4 and 4:30. I get up, do laundry, the dishes, make myself a cup of coffee. About 4:30, quarter of 5, I kick on the news, watch the weather. Usually about 5:30, I have to walk the garbage out. I actually like walking, and people go, "Why do you carry the garbage all the way down to your driveway?" My driveway is like a half a mile long. That's my time outside. I go out, it's quiet, the sun's just coming up, there's nobody awake, and I'm walking down my driveway in the woods because I live kind of in the woods. It's weird. It looks like I'm in the woods, even though the area really isn't. It is, but it isn't. I'm kind of on a landlocked, swampy kind of island, even though it's not. Well, sleep. You'd think listening to me drone on would put you to sleep. That's for sure. Either it's keeping you awake because you're scared that people like me are actually alive in the world. Maybe that's it. Maybe you're scared the world is going to hell in a handbasket because of people like me. Anyway. So yeah, I started doing my own little top video again. I'm actually going to try and get a video. And I recorded it today, and I think I'm going to trash it and start over because it's just too much for a top. So anyway, oh yeah, I did download the Prusa Slicer, so I could set that up. I can kill this window. I can kill this window. See you bye. I can make this one go away. This one can go away. This one I can share the screen. Let's share the screen. Share the screen. Let's go up here to the Prusa Slicer and set it up for. What's up, Robbie Mac? Yes, I would like to open it. Welcome to Prusa Slicer. Welcome. Custom printer. And let's set it up for the max micron. Next. It is a Marlin based printer. And it is rectangular. And it's actually 190 by 190. And it's actually bigger than that, but that's my safety spot. You know, this thing doesn't take tabs. That's another thing I don't like about the slicer. No. 190 by 190. Has a 0.4 nozzle. It's 1.75 filament. Extrusion temperature. Bed temperature of 40. For my basic PLA. With blue tape. Then we do 40. Check for application updates. Update built-in presets automatically. Sure. Finish. That's the other thing. I set that all up, and the first thing I got to do is go into printer settings. And how do I turn on expert? I gotta remember how to turn on the expert because this thing won't even let me do what I need to do. How do you get to the expert? You just click on expert. Yep. General. Now I have to set the bed shape, but the max height is here. Now I couldn't set my max height without going into expert. Come on, expert, really? I guess it's advanced, but it's really not. That should be a basic setting. Anyway, 175 is all I use, even though it'll go to 190. That's when the wires start crisscrossing each other and rubbing on crap. I don't like it. And if I need to go higher, I won't use that printer. I'll use this one. And that's about it. Plotter, print settings, layer height. And why does everyone want 0.3? Ultimaker does that too with the Cura. Why would anyone want their layer height to be 0.3 with a 0.4 nozzle? Just makes no sense to me. First layer height, 0.35. I mean, no. Why does Prusa do that? Why does Ultimaker do that? Does anyone use those settings? I found 0.2 on pretty much all three of my printers. No matter what size nozzle I have on a 0.2, it's the perfect start first layer. Even if I go to a smaller layer height, like if I do a 0.14 or 0.10, I still do a 0.2 first layer height. That's my best bed adhesion layer height. Perimeter 3 is good. Solid layer 3, that's fine for the 0.2. Extra parameters if needed, blah, blah, blah. Seams aligned. I actually want rear. That works really well. I gotta say, I really like that setting with this slicer. Works beautifully. Infill pattern stars. Does anyone actually use stars? I just go with rectangular, that's fine. The other thing I want that this doesn't have fill angle, solid fill every bridge, infill before perimeters, only track when crossing perimeters, share skirt. I want 3 loops. Distance of 6 is fine. Single layer. Sport material, we'll worry about that later. Speed is with the max micron, it's only 40. Small perimeters, I can do 20. Internal parameters, 50%. Infill, 80, no way in hell. 50 is more than enough. Solid infill 20 is okay. Top infill 15. Support material I actually want slower because that's what makes it break. I usually do 30. Bridges I will leave at 60. Gap fill travel at 130. This thing makes all kinds of a racket. I want to update it faster than that though. Like 80. First layer speed 30 sounds good. No acceleration controls. What I do have to do is custom G code. And I do have to put, oh, what is the code? I think it's G90. Chris, you still here? What the hell is the code for the linear advanced? G90, right? I'm going to have to go look it up. Is it G90 or G190 or G91 or something like that? I know it's right in there. Hi, Tanner. I'm waving my mouse at you, Tanner, because you can't see my hand because I'm screen shooting. And I know you can't listen, but the mouse is waving to you, Tanner. See, if I go really fast, it gets large. Yeah, the Wiley thing is not. We were talking about that earlier. See, I didn't even, I mean, I know Mike's always been kind of not the healthiest person in the world, but I didn't realize he was even that sick. I guess Chris Riley left. Yeah, or he's not thinking, or he's not listening, which means I got to go look. Which I have right here. So slides, manage templates, edit. You gotta go through the 8 million windows. It's the only thing I don't like about Idea Maker. M200, that's what it is. M200 K0.2 is my linear advanced setting. Copy. Go away, go away, go away, go away, Custom G code, start G code. We'll just put that in there for now. Actually, you know what? God darn it. I should just copy that whole start G code because I want it. Manage templates. Back into this thing. This window right here. This is the most irritating thing about Idea Maker. There needs to be a don't show this window again. There's no need. There's not enough information for anybody, even a beginner, should get more information than this. I'm sorry, that's just too limited. Copy back down here to Prusa, start G code, select all, Command V. That gives me all my crap, so it does the starter. Notes, don't care. I don't even know what the dependencies are for. Print settings. Number 4. Multiple extruders. 1. Advanced. Fusion width 4.5. Nah, we'll leave that. I usually actually do 4.3. But you know what? Oh, there's Chris. Gee, don't answer my question, Mr. Take No. Just kidding. Ridge flow, 1 single gap close. I already did speed, didn't I? Yep. Notes. There's a lot of settings in here. And they're all kind of weird, broken up. Cooling. Oh, yeah, I got to reset this. I got to remember how. This is the most confusing. This is the one thing I really, really dislike about this new Prusa slicer. This whole cooling center thing. Enable auto cooling. Absolutely not. It works terribly. And it always wants the minimum. I got to crank it up to 100. Man, disable fan for the first 3. Yes. Advanced. Save. Max micron. Of course, you got to sit here and save all 3 of these. This is kind of irritating. Although I get why, and it actually makes sense, so I shouldn't complain about it, but it is kind of irritating. Is that the Facebook thing for Mike? Open link in new tab. Holy crap, is that Mike without a beard? He looks like a totally different person. Oh, that's even clean cut for him. Won't let me. I can't add a friend now because he can't say he's my friend because he isn't here anymore. Anyway. It really bites. I can share this though. And I want to share on the group. In my 3D printer group. Friendly 3D printing. That sounds about right. That really sucks. That just plain sucks. Anyway, back to the regularly scheduled program. Thank you for posting that, Robbie. I was actually kind of looking for that. Where am I? Marlins. Support stealth mode, yes. Support remaining times. I have no idea what that is. What did that say? Flash, and then it went away. Emit M73P percent printing remaining time and at 1 minute and lows and T code to let the firmware show accurate remaining time. I'll leave it. I don't much care. Maximum speeds. These are way too high, but I'm just not even worried about it at the moment because my firmware limits it. I want to do the custom platters. I want to make like the Max Micron and the little shadow printer. You'd think that Prusa would let us do that. I know people have been putting custom logos on the Prusa one, but anyway, it's all set up for the Max Micron. That's all I'm going to worry about tonight because it's already getting late. It's 10:30. Yeah, it really sucks about Mike. That's a serious kick in the balls. So, buttons. It's 10:30. I think I'm going to kill it. Thank you all for coming. If you're so inclined, you could buy an awesome t-shirt. You can get my logo or the awesomest awesome t-shirt of all with the stick figure sitting on a toilet in his makerspace. I will post the link in the description of this video. Otherwise, have a great night. Thank you all for stopping by. And we're off.